Early in the morning, we flew from Cairo to Luxor, where we visited the Temple of Karnak and the Luxor Temple. Something learned after we were there, the Luxor Temple and the Temple of Karnak are connected by the Avenue of the Sphinxes, and you can walk the 1.7 miles between them. I would recommend a hotel in the area and 2 days for the two sites on your own with no need for a tour guide. Karnak is the modern day name for the Temple of Amun at Thebes or Luxor and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Karnak is comprised of a series of monumental gateways leading into courtyards, halls, and temples. In the 7th century CE, the Arabs invaded Egypt and were the first to call the complex Karnak. This is an illustration map of the temple. We entered at the upper left and walked through on the red line. Of course, we wandered a little. Something interesting to do, go to Google Earth, search for Temple of Karnak, where you will be able to tour this complex as if you were actually there. Construction of Karnak began between 2000 and 1700 BC and continued until 30 BC. The map in the upper right shows that we are passing by the ram-headed sphinxes of Ramesses the 12th over a small bridge with the large pylons ahead. This photo is just inside and looking back at the pylons at the entry. Our guide explained that the dirt left against the wall on the left was left there from construction and never removed for some reason. Here we are in the first courtyard looking to the left at the three chambered doors. The chamber of Mut, the chamber of Amun-Re, and the chamber of Khonsu. These are the Trinity gods. Mut was the Lady of Heaven and mistress of all gods. Amun-Re was Mut's husband and the national god of Egypt. Khonsu, the son of Mut and Amun, was the god of the moon, the Theban Trinity. These also appear to be known as the Shrine of Seti I, as having been built by him. Here we are looking across the center of the court of Shishong I. Shishong I reigned from 943 to 922 BC. He is generally presumed to be the Shishak mentioned in the Hebrew Bible, 1 Kings 11:40, 14:25, and 2 Chronicles 12:2 through 9. Here we are headed out of the first courtyard through the gate of Ptolemy VI and through the pylon of Ramesses I. Ptolemy VI was a Greek king of Egypt who reigned from 180 to 164 BC. He is often considered the last ruler of ancient Egypt. He was the eldest son of King Ptolemy V and Queen Cleopatra I. Entering into the court of Shishong I and looking to the right, we see a row of ram-headed sphinxes representing the god Amun-Ra. Between the front paws of the sphinxes, statuettes of King Ramesses II. This is a quartzite colossi of Ramesses III of the 20th dynasty, thought to have reigned from March 1186 to April 1155 BC. Cartouches of Ramesses III, an oval enclosing a royal name. Here we are looking at the Temple of Ramesses III. The Great Hypostyle Hall. In architecture, a hypostyle hall has a roof which is supported by columns. This hall has an area of 54,000 square feet with 134 massive columns arranged in 16 rows. 122 of these columns are 33 feet tall and the other 12 are 79 feet tall with a diameter of 9.8 feet. The beams that rest on top of the columns are estimated to weigh 70 tons. The photo in the upper right shows some unfinished columns. These may be from a time when several columns collapsed due to groundwater deterioration. Here are some of the carvings on the walls. The bottom right was said to be from an Egyptian calendar. Our guide said this was a form of counting much like Roman numerals. Here we see two obelisks. The one on the left is of Thutmose I, and the one on the right is of Thutmose III, which is now standing in Constantinople, having been moved there in the 4th century. This is the obelisk of Hatshepsut, the royal wife of Pharaoh Thutmose II and the 5th pharaoh of the 18th dynasty, ruling in the 15th century BC. The obelisk is 97 feet high. The god to whom the ground was originally dedicated may have been Mantu, a Theban war god. It was later dedicated to Amun, his consort Mut, and their son Kansu, the moon god. These three became known as the Theban Trinity and would be the most popular gods until the cult of Osiris with its trinity of Osiris, Isis, and Horus. It's interesting, the forms of Trinity worship in Egypt long before Christendom adopted a Trinity. This is an obelisk of Hatshepsut. The lake was dug by Thutmose III. It measures 393 feet by 252 feet and is lined with a stone wall and has stairways descending into the water. The lake was used by the priests for ritual washing. It was also home to the sacred geese of Amun. The Avenue of the Sphinxes went in a straight line for about 8,900 feet between Luxor Temple and the Karnak area. Construction of the avenue was from 1570 BC to 362 BC. It was buried under layers of sand over the centuries. From 1984 to 2000, the entire route was finally determined. The avenue is lined with 1,057 statues. The avenue was opened to the public on November 25, 2021, with significant celebrations. These 6 pharaohs were involved in the construction of the Avenue of the Sphinxes. A celebration of the opening of the Avenue of the Sphinxes was held on November 25, 2021. The avenue connects the Karnak Temple with the Luxor Temple. It is thought that there were originally 1,300 Sphinx statues, of which only 300 remain. Discovery began in 1949, and most of the road was buried under the ground and under houses, residences, mosques, churches, and even government buildings, which were all removed. The parade included several boats like this one. We are next headed for the Luxor Temple, which is at the other end of the Avenue of the Sphinxes. We'll see you there, but that will be on another video.